Hello world, what is up? Welcome to Build. I'm your host Matt Forte, and we are here live at the Build studio in New York City. Our next guest is an actor, musician, singer, songwriter, and music producer. You've seen him all over TV and stuff like Pretty Little Liars, Chicago Fire, or in 2014's phenomenal It Follows. These days, you can catch him Tuesdays, 9/8 Central, on TNT's Animal Kingdom, now in its third season. With a recently announced fourth season on the way and some new music also on the way, there is so much to discuss. The great Jake Weary is here, everybody. How about that? Make some noise for Jake being here. Awesome. We're going to bring him out in just a second. But before we do, I believe we got a clip from the show. So let's go ahead and run that clip.
So vans, probably armored with security. How'd you do it?
You hit the vans, obviously.
Okay. Hit the vans.
Mm-hmm.
How do you hit the van? You run it off the road? You point a gun in someone's face? How?
All of the above. What?
What happens when they start shooting at you?
You shoot back.
Shoot back.
You shoot first if you have to.
Jesus.
What? What, you think I haven't done big jobs before? What the hell do you know?
About you, nothing.
Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise. Put your hands together. The great Jake Weary. That in a second. That's you, man. Jake, congratulations, dude. Welcome.
Is this on?
Yeah, you're good, man. You're golden. No worries. Welcome to the show. Congratulations. Season 3 off to a crazy start. We're midway through. I just saw, I think it was like last week or the week before, Season 4 was announced. Yeah. It's happening.
Season 4.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Let's hold
Thank you
for
so
applause
much.
for Season 4. Can I get some Season 4 applause, please? It's got to be an amazing feeling, man, with everything you got going on. So I guess we'll start there. Just how are you doing, man? How's Jake?
I'm doing great. I'm on my hiatus right now, and that's really nice. We have like 6 months or so off, so it's a nice little period to kind of work on you. And I've been like working on my album comes out on August 3rd, so I've been really kind of getting that all finished and making sure that's all ready to go, and very excited about that.
That is pretty exciting.
Yeah.
Man. I was listening. We were talking. I was going to talk about it later, but we'll open up with it since you're like in the thick of it right now.
Yeah.
So August 3rd.
August 3rd. Yeah.
August 3rd. And I was reading self-produced. Is that still the case? Or
Yeah, I produce all of my own music, and yeah, I do kind of, I'm a one-man band, kind of, bedroom jams.
I was going to ask, what's the studio setup? Is it a legit like bedroom studio?
I have
got set up now.
I mean, like half of the songs on the album were recorded at my house in LA, and I have like a little like makeshift studio in my backyard in this kind of like little hut, like converted garage kind of situation. So, and then I have in my apartment here in Brooklyn, I have just everything in my bedroom. So it's kind of
just everything in the
which I don't suggest, because I feel like you should have your own separate space for like your work and your sleep time.
That's what I wanted to ask, is like, as a dude who's you're on this show, you have 6 months off, but that wasn't the case, right? For a while, how long does it take for you to knock out a season of this show? How long are you committed to putting this down?
We shoot from January to like first week in June, so it's a pretty solid chunk of time.
That's a solid chunk, man.
Yeah, and you're able to kind of have like the weekend to do your own thing, but it's pretty time consuming, the show in general. It's like very, like you're working Monday through Friday. It's like a full-time job. So
the other thing too, though, is your full-time job is also scratching and actively like utilizing a very creative part of your brain as well. Do you ever find it's a different part, I would assume, than the music side, but like, do you ever find yourself getting to the end of the day wanting to do something, but you're just creatively exhausted or physically exhausted?
Absolutely. That's like, 100%. I try and use the weekend as like a means to get all of my other creative things done, and I just most of the time I'm just too exhausted to really do anything, so I just kind of like, open up a book and just relax. But so it's nice to have this time to you know, get back to just focusing on myself and, you know.
Without revealing too much of the 11 herbs and spices there, between now and August 3rd, how much do you got left to do on this record, or is it locked?
No, it's done. I actually just sent it in to get mastered and everything, so it's all finished. It's only 5 songs, and they're all pretty quick, but yeah, I'm very, very excited about it. It's the first time I've released music and you know, forever. I've done like, you know, small little like features on stuff in the past, but yeah, this is the first time I've released music in a long time, so I'm very, very excited.
That's so cool, man.
Yeah.
When you finally get that time and you've got that energy and you sit down, are there certain specific sounds that you're targeting? Because it's a very, like we were talking in the back, very 80s, like new wave, synthy kind of sound that drives it, still with a modern twist to it. And I'm wondering, like, when you're tweaking and finding those noises, like, what your goal is, what you're looking for.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say there's like I'm trying to emulate anything specifically. It's kind of just whatever I'm, you know, working on during the day. I definitely grew up listening to a lot of, you know, 80s music. You know, Purple Rain was like my Bible for a while. A lot of David Bowie and stuff. And so, yeah, there's definitely some like 80s inspiration there. But mostly it's just all kind of, you know, coming from my noggin.
Just come from the old noggin. That's where it comes from.
Yeah.
I imagine you're excited, man. This is a big moment. You're ready to put it out into the world, release it to everybody else, and let it become. It's no longer yours at that point, man. Once you release it, it belongs to everybody else.
Yeah, it'll be fun to like play some stuff live and everything too. I have a show coming up at Baby's All Right, I think on the 7th or 8th. That's in a venue in Brooklyn.
That's pretty sick.
So that'll be really fun too.
What does that process look like of taking it out of your bedroom with everything in it and bringing it to the stage? How does that work?
I mean, I don't have enough time to kind of get a full band together to you know, learn the songs in time for that show. So it'll probably just be me with my guitar and, you know, my computer and my keyboard and stuff, just kind of trying to make it work.
Just figuring it out, man.
But I'm excited. It'll be fun either way, and, you know, just get back up on the stage and, you know, playing the stuff live is always super weird at first, but it's pretty fun. So
were you always with your kind of foot in both worlds? Was that always the case for you, man? Did one start earlier for you? Did music start or acting start earlier? Because I knew you grew up around the entertainment industry. You grew up with talent in the house. Like, what was like your first love, if you had to pick one, man?
I mean, I was always just, you know, trying to find a way to entertain. You know, whether it was, you know, music or just being a goofball. I think it was, we always had instruments lying around the house growing up, so I, you know, would just try and pick something up and try and figure out how to play it. But my mom and dad were both actors. They were both in the industry, so I kind of grew up around it and was, you know, definitely influenced by everything that they were doing. So it was always kind of something that I knew I wanted to do. So yeah, I wouldn't say that I was an actor before a musician. It all kind of came hand in hand. So
you're just looking to entertain and have fun, man.
Yeah.
Well, you certainly found a way to do that, dude, with this freaking show. I'll tell you that. You are a hell of an entertainer, man, when it comes to this show.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Like we were saying, season 4's coming, man. Season 3's been crazy so far. You know, talk to me a little bit about making this season. You know, you've had some time with the character. He's grown up a little bit. He's got his distance from Smurf somewhat now. Like, what was it like getting into season 3? How was it different for you than what you've
Dennis Leary.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to talk about Dennis. All right.
Dennis Leary.
Dennis Leary, for sure. Did you guys jam at all? Because I know Dennis Leary's a huge musician, man.
No.
Huge music guy.
We didn't jam at all. We talked music a lot. We talked sports a lot because he was like the only person I could talk, you know, about sport. Actually, fun fact, side note, I thought I was doing this interview with Matt Forte, who was a Jet. Who retired last year.
Can I tell you
I'm
something?
a huge Jets fan, by the way.
No, when I went up, my wife,
you're cool too, man.
Thank you, man. I'm trying. Yeah,
You're really
we're
cool, too.
distant cousins, I'm sure. When my honeymoon, everywhere we went, they thought that's the guy that was coming. When my wife and I showed up, there was equal disappointment and polite.
Yeah, because you're like definitely not Matt Forte.
Not in the slightest.
Like you don't.
No, for those that are giggling, you get it. If you don't at home, look it up. He's ruining my Google results for years. I'm sure he's a delightful human being.
Well, he just retired.
He
so
did
he's
just
probably
retire.
trying to stay off the radar. So it's your time to shine.
It's my time. This is it.
Yeah.
This is where it's going to
Anyway,
happen.
but yeah, so So working with Dennis Leary has been really fun, and like, you know, just being like playing his son has just been like the fact that he came on the show and agreed to like play my father was just like pretty cool. Yeah. You know, because we have some pretty intense scenes. You know, it's the first time I've ever met him, or first time Darren's ever met his father. So it's definitely like it you know, there was some work for us to do there. So.
Yeah, no, he's a huge addition to the show on screen this year. I imagine off screen as well. We've had him here a couple of times. The dude is amazing at just kind of setting the tone and letting everybody know, like, we're gonna have fun with this. We're gonna do all right. We're not you know, we're not saving lives, but what we're doing is important in its own way, and still making jokes about it, but still getting the job done. It's just amazing to watch. He's just a very captivating presence.
Yeah, he kind of like rejuvenated something. Like it was like season 3. And, you know, it's like you get the second season out of the way, and then the third season comes along, and you're like, how can we make this, you know, how can we like kind of like infuse some life into the show, or just kind of, you know, flip the script on people? And like he was just kind of the perfect asset for us. Like he's you know, his presence there was invaluable, and you know, to say the least. So it was cool to have him around and to learn from him and be on set with him was really awesome. He's a great dude. Funny as hell.
Yeah, he's so funny, dude. When you're
He never stops. He's just always on.
He's always on, but it's not exhausting.
No,
it's just
not.
like it's just constantly.
Well, yeah, I mean, you hear his voice all day, so everyone, it's just kind of like a looping kind of on repeat, just Dennis Leary in your ear all day. So it's like, you know, you get used to it, and you're already used to it, so it's chill.
When you're saying, like, you know, learning from him, is that sort of from observing, or have you had like he plays your father? So have there been moments where you guys have sat down and he's imparted some kind of sage wisdom or something like that?
Yeah, I mean, it made me realize how, I don't know, because he came on the set and he was just like always like very prepared and like wanted to just like have fun and like, you know, kind of, you know, sweep the rug out from under my feet and like try different things. And like I think like after a while, like after 2 seasons, you kind of like you just get this like this natural kind of comfort sets in. And I think he you know, like seeing how he works and, you know, everything that he's done in his career, and to see that he still has that kind of energy and that like passion to be working, that like made me, I don't know, made me like think like, yeah, like, so why are you complaining about anything right now in your life? You're a young guy and you're on the show with Dennis Leary. Like, be happy and be happy to be there and have a job and be working and stuff. So that was probably the biggest lesson for me working with him.
It's kind of like just his presence and his attitude and his work ethic provides like immediate perspective.
Yeah,
you're just like, oh, shit, all right, this is as cool as everyone thinks it is. Sometimes look at that, like here it is,
Definitely.
Dennis Leary living the life.
Yeah, totally.
You know, your character, it's such a crazy place when you think of like where everything started 2 seasons ago, 2.5 seasons ago. Are you the kind of guy that likes to know where the arc is going? Do you like to sort of figure it out with the character as you grow and as the years go on? What's that been like for you?
I mean, I guess it's really just the material, you know? It's like where are they going to go with this story? And like, you know, my job as an actor is to just always be, you know, be truthful to this person and just like, you know, actually be just like give the most honest portrayal you can of this person. And you know, I think like with, you know, it's a show that definitely like relies heavily on kind of the shock factor, and there's a lot of stuff going on. There's all these storylines happening, and, you know, to kind of be able to just be this person is very important, you know, despite everything that's happening, despite all the action and the heists and all this stuff. It's just I think the most important thing is to just be grounded in who you are and who your character really is. And, you know, I think that's going to be the most important thing coming into season 4 is that, you know, there's been 3 years of this now, and it's like, now who is this person at this point, you know? So I think that's kind of
You mentioned the heists and whatnot, and it's definitely one of like the fun parts of watching this show. Of
course,
it's like it's obvious. Is there? I imagine they're as fun to film as they are to make, man. I mean, probably not as quick paced because you got to set up a lot of setup to do a quick stunt or something like that. But
I was surprised at how much they let us do on the show. To be honest, yeah, like even like season 1, they're kind of like, yeah, go do it, yeah.
Go nuts.
They're like, you guys know how to ride ATVs? And we were like, yeah. They're like, okay, get on the ATV and go do it. And I was like, all right, cool.
Fair enough.
Sweet. We don't have, there's like no stunt double or anything. They're like, no, we got him just in case. But if you want to go do it, just go do it.
If you want to give it a go, just jump out there and do it.
I was like, hell yeah, I'll do it.
Is that the memory that sticks out, the ATV riding?
No, I mean, it's just been a bunch of stuff.
A bunch of crazy stuff.
Like they had us like climb this crane and they had, I'm not trying to like throw them under the bus. Like they had stunt doubles ready for us and they like wanted us to make sure we were comfortable with everything.
Totally.
And they had all 4 of us like rigged up to this harness and like they wanted us to literally ascend this like massive like scaffolding type like crane that was like hanging over these rocks in this water because we're supposed to like jump off of it.
Yeah.
And these. It was like terrifying, and I of course had to be the first one to go because my character's the first one to go up it.
Yep.
And like I looked down and we're like starting to ascend and there are these like huge beams. We're all in like normal shoes and like we're all like kind of like shaking, like trembling.
Yeah.
And no one wants to be the first one to say like nah, this isn't cool. So I have to be the first one. I'm like trembling and I'm like looking back at all of them and they're like, this is cool, man, this is fun, like you're doing good, man, keep going. And I get up there and I'm like, and I just look down at the rocks below and I'm just like, no, I'm not doing this. And I look back at all the guys and they're like, no, you don't want to do it, right? No, you're not going to do it? All right, cool, yeah, I don't think we should do it either.
And then
they all go down.
Jake doesn't want to do it, guys. Jake doesn't want to do it.
And then they're like, Jake doesn't want to do it. And I'm like, dude, I know you guys didn't want to do this. Like, why? I had to be the one.
God, that's so weird.
Yeah, and Emmy Rossum was directing that episode. And,
yeah.
I felt so bad because she didn't want us to do it either, and it was just like this crazy.
Everybody's just waiting for somebody to pull the plug.
Yeah, but
man.
So that was.
I know it's not me, man. They put another step on this stage, and I'm tapping out. You got to know your limits, man.
That was scary, dude. And we've done some crazy stuff on that show, and that was just like climbing up a crane, but that was scary as hell. So.
Yeah, but heights, dude. Oof.
Yeah, I can't do.
I can't do heights either, man.
That's pretty.
All right, we got to turn it over to the audience in a second, but I want to remind everybody. It was August 3rd. We said we got new music coming. Where should they look for it, man? Where's the easiest place to find it on August 3rd?
It's going to be on Spotify.
Wherever music is, man.
Yeah,
Keep
wherever
an eye out
you
for it.
people listen to music nowadays.
Wherever you crazy kids.
millennials listen to music nowadays.
So keep an eye out for the new music. And then, of course, Tuesdays, night 8 Central on TNT. Animal Kingdom's airing right now. And we got a 4th season coming, so you better catch up if you haven't, people. Let's go ahead and turn it over. We got some microphones in the room. The first one's going to come from all the way in the back.
Hey, so I was wondering, now with season 4 coming up, do you have any ideas of where your character would want to go to? What's your ideas?
Yeah, I mean, I can't give too much away in terms of what happens at the end of this current season, but there are some things that happen that definitely will kind of alter the current course of what's going on with Darren. Some things involving his relationship with someone. And, so yeah, it's definitely going to be kind of how he is recovering from something that happens.
How mysterious. I was trolling IMDb for fun things to talk about. I saw episode, I think it said 11 of this season, Sean directed, which I thought was cool.
Yeah.
Being a dude who produces his own music, likes to be in the driver's seat creatively. Did you see that with all this stuff you guys do? And you're like, maybe I want to give this a swing. How'd you feel?
No.
No?
No, I saw Sean do it, and I was like, nope. He did a great job, and I love Sean to death, and I can't wait to see that episode because he took kind of the hard. They kind of threw him the hardest episode to do, just in terms of technically, it was there's this huge stunt sequence and they kind of just put it in his hands, and I was kind of really, really. You guys are just all
do
right.
what Sean says. All right, man.
But he did such a good job, man. He remained calm and composed and just was professional and was great with us. But like watching how that, TV's different, man. Like I would love to, I want to direct at some point in my life, but television is a different animal, man. It's very, you got to get your shots and get everything going and make sure you get your day because you have a whole network and studio breathing down your neck. So.
Got it. So you're interested in that part of the craft in general, but like TVs, it's kind of like the major leagues and like it's really heavy duty right now. Like,
yeah, a lot of moving parts.
You want to move up, maybe work up to it someday.
Yeah.
Dig it. I dig it. Cool. How many layers? I got one more question from the audience. Let's do it up right here.
What's harder for you, memorizing song lyrics or your own lines on the show?
Like my own song lyrics?
Yeah.
Probably my own song lyrics. Really? Seriously, like straight up. I will mix verses up and stuff, especially I'm like literally yesterday I was upstate New York. I was like chilling by this lake and I was just trying to sing all of my songs because I'm like kind of getting ready for this show, and I was like I couldn't believe how much I was forgetting the lyrics to my own songs. And it's not like I'm just like, it just happens. Like I was just changing the verses and stuff. So yeah, that's actually a good question. Yeah,
that's a great question.
Yeah.
Here's the beautiful part.
Yeah.
It's your friggin' song. That's just the way it goes now,
know,
right? You know what I mean? You can't mess it up because you wrote it.
I wonder if that says something about this. No, I don't think so.
I think you're just doing a lot. And by the way, that sounds like a lovely afternoon. You were sitting by the lake, just trying to remember your lyrics and all that, and go through.
Suggest doing it.
Yeah.
Getting
That sounds
out the
nice,
city
man.
and going up, chilling by the lake. It's great.
That's pretty awesome. Yeah. All right, well, I got the clock running down. Liz, give me the signal. We're gonna have to wrap this up. I'll say it one more time. We got new music in August. We got Animal Kingdom every Tuesdays on TNT. I have to ask you. Come on, guys, make some noise for the incredible Jake Leary right here. How awesome a dude, right? Thank you, Jake.